So the theme of coalition governments is going to be a likelihood in the country, which then sets up political risks as well as that of service delivery risks in the country.
Is South Africa experiencing the beginning of its long-awaited political realignment? South Africans went to the polls on Monday, the 1st of November for the local government elections, and joining me to discuss the initial results of these elections is my colleague at the Centre for Risk Analysis, Bheki Mahlobo. Bheki, what are some of your initial impressions of the results thus far?
David, these are interesting times. A significant marking of the latest local government elections is the extreme low voter turnout. The official number is currently sitting at about 34%. Now, these are the number of people that have registered to vote. When you account for the number of people that did not register to vote, these are your eligible voters, that number is extremely low, which sits at about 22% compared to 42% in 2016. Now, the country has seen a massive decline in the number of people that simply do not vote in the country. As a whole figure, this number sits at about 6.3 million when you compare 2021 compared to that of the 2016 local government elections, with the highest province seeing a massive decline being that of the Eastern Cape, with a 49% decline in the number of people that simply do not vote when you compare it to the 2016, and the lowest that being that of Limpopo with a 29% decline. Now, there are many factors that contribute to people simply not wishing to vote. One of the factors is the budgets in which these political parties worked with in terms of campaigning. Anecdotal evidence of this is that in my particular area, I haven't seen any political campaigning from the ANC or any other opposition parties. Another factor is the continual mistrust of the IEC, as well as that people are simply fed up of the political options available to them.
Enjoying this analysis? Click here to sign up for our 30-day free trial for more content from the CIA.
All right, Bheki, so the pool of non-voters continues to grow, and I think those very low turnout numbers, I think, are even lower than what we anticipated at the CRA, and we were quite bearish on the numbers there. But now let's turn to the party's performance, Bheki. What are some of your impressions of the major political parties, the ANC, the DA, and also the EFF?
Yeah, David, as we speak, there's close to 30% of the votes that have been counted, and we believe that the ANC will actually dip below 50%, with the DA being stagnant, as well as that of the EFF. This leaves the stage for other opposition parties, such as that of Action SA, which is gaining ground in some municipalities to actually increase voter support, and as well as that of independent candidates. So the theme of coalition governments is going to be a likelihood in the country, which then sets up political risks, as well as that of service delivery risks in the country.
Okay, so there's increased fragmentation in the party political arena. That means there's more competition, more pluralism, but it also creates more instability. What are some of the risks that you are potentially seeing emerging there, Bheki, in terms of coalition politics?
Exactly, David. The country hasn't seen a prime example of a coalition government actually performing when it comes to matters such as that of service delivery. So we are likely to see a continual decline in service delivery in certain municipalities around the country, which leaves up the stage for private individuals to then pick up the slack left by certain governments in certain municipalities. And a significant point to note, David, is the likelihood of an ANC-EFF coalition government. And in this particular case, I'm referring to metros such as that of Ekurhuleni, which the ANC is projected to be at about 39%, as well as that of the EFF being at 11%. And the current mayor of Ekurhuleni, Mzwandile Masine, is quite favorable with that of the EFF. So it is quite likely that we are going to see a coalition in Ekurhuleni. Another metro to have a look at, David, is the Nelson Mandela Bay metro, which the ANC is projected to be at about 40% and the EFF at about 7%. Now, the risk to that is that if we don't see an improvement in those metropolitan areas, it will actually cost the ANC and the EFF in a negative light. And if you match a decline in service delivery, David, with an increase in the number of people that simply do not vote, the likelihood of the country seeing an increase in violent protests in the country, as well as just general public protests in the country, is significant. In fact, from 2007, the country has seen an increase of public protests by 600%. And unfortunately, the July riots is an example of what we may see in the years ahead in South Africa.
Bheki, this reminds me of a quote by Antonio Gramsci that the old is dying, but the new cannot yet be born. And in this interregnum, a variety of morbid symptoms appear. I think that certainly applies to South Africa in 2021. And if you would like more analysis from the CRA team, do stay tuned to our channel this week. We'll be dissecting these results in more detail. And also, if you are a client of the CRA, you can join us for our webinar that's taking place this Friday, the 5th of November. Do sign up for that via our free trial below if you're not yet a client. If you are a client, do look out for the emails from us. My name is David Ansara. Until next time, take care.